This is Financial Straight Talk with Jim Fox.
Welcome back into this week's edition of Financial Straight Talk. It's all powered by Wadadley Financial Group. He's the founder, president, and investment advisor representative, Jim Fox. I'm Kevin McAlpin. Appreciate you joining us each and every week here on the show. And obviously, if you'd like to learn more, you'd like to sit down with Jim and his team to start planning for your future, start putting the pieces of that retirement puzzle together, give him a call today at Wadadley Financial Group, 321-414-7526. Again, 321-414-plan, or online anytime. It's getfst.com. Well, Jim, something we've talked about on this show, and it's certainly been in the news cycle over the last 5, 6, 7 months, President Trump pledging to eliminate federal taxes when it comes to Social Security benefits. Now, obviously, on the surface, that sounds like great news, but it could make the program's finances even shakier, something that we've discussed here quite a bit. Now, if Congress does nothing to shore up Social Security's trust fund within the next 10 years, benefits could be cut by as much as 25%. That is an alarmingly high number. Eliminating $94 billion in annual revenue would only move up that deadline. So, Jim Fox, what can we do now to help our retirement income later in the event that this does come to fruition?
There's so much to unpack in that one giant long sentence. Yeah. So let's chip through some of them, because these are things that I hear almost daily in the office. Not even almost daily, multiple times per day in this office. So let's talk about the elimination of taxes on Social Security. Okay. I think there's a pretty strong possibility that's going to happen. I mean, I won't say it's certain, but it's pretty close, right? It's going to be a big deal. Okay. It's going to be a big deal. I'll just give you just one quick example. We don't have precise numbers. We're able to give, some ideas. We had a guy in the other day, we were doing a tax map, and he said, Jim, what happens if they pass this law? So we're able to take that Social Security taxation out of the story, right? Mm-hmm. So taxes went from 22 down to 11. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it is.
Right? Yeah. So what we're seeing is that's a significant amount of savings for retirees out there. Now, typically, for people that are in a tight budget, that's a lifesaver, right? Mm-hmm. But most of the people I see aren't on a tight budget, right? Guess what they're able to do? They're able to go out and spend. They're able to go out and do things, right? And I believe they're going to put more money back into the economy. So I think there will be some huge benefits there. Obviously, the problem with Social Security right now I told you the good stuff, what I think is going to happen. It doesn't change the fact that people are living longer. Mm-hmm. All right. That's a big deal, man. People are living on. Do you understand that people were supposed to keel over and die after a couple of years of taking Social Security? Right. And now you mean an 85-year-old and old boy is out like golfing, driving, and just ran a triathlon, right? Uh-huh. It's one of those kind of stories. Now it's not uncommon to see a 94-year-old.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So people are living longer. Kudos to you guys. I want you to live longer. I'm not trying to say let's die off. That's not what we're saying here. But the real problem is that since the 1980s, and the statistic is typically able-bodied men, right? When you look at the Department of Labor. But if you look at the number of males 18 to 45 in the job in the job forces, right? Mm-hmm. You see that they're decreasing. So less people are paying in while people are living longer. That's created the problem, right?
Right.
So how are they going to fix it? I don't know the answer to that. I really don't. I don't believe they're going to take your Social Security. If you're listening to me right now and you're in Social Security or nearing Social Security, I think that politically would just be a kiss of death. Mm-hmm. I think that what they're going to do is somebody like me who's in their early 50s, they're going to say, Jim, you can't have Social Security until you're 65 or 66. That's what I think is going to happen. Yeah. For those people that are in their 40s, I think they're going to say you can't even touch your Social Security until you're in your 70s. I think for those of you, Kevin, in your 30s, you guys, guess what? You guys are going to be told that it's going to be, when you're in your mid 70s. And for the younger people, good luck seeing it, right? I think that's how they're going to deal with it in the short term. But I want you to understand that no matter what, you can't put yourself in a position where Social Security is the only piece of the pie for you, right? Mm-hmm. My office, we talk about, Kevin, how often on this show and roughly, what have we been together now? About 7 months?
7 months. Can you believe that, by the way?
Yeah, it's crazy. 7 months. How many times have you heard me use the word income and buckets?
Every
time, multiple times a day, right?
Yep.
Guys, that's what we're talking about here. It's income planning. See, everybody thinks it's about having money. Yes, I'm not an idiot. You have to have some money to generate an income. But just having money isn't enough. Why? Because if that money's not in a position to generate an income, you have to sell something in order to get the money from it. And it's funny because human nature is strange. I love some of my crypto. Okay, love it. It is beautiful. I love all my greens and I love all the big numbers that I see next to it. And I don't want to sell it because I think it's going to go higher. Mm-hmm. And then when the markets go down, I don't want to sell it because what? I don't want to lose the money that I had a week or two ago, right? Same thing with Nvidia, same thing with Tesla, same thing with Apple. All these stocks that we own, we love them when they're up, but we're too greedy to sell them. And we love them when they're down, but we refuse to sell them because they're down. Mm-hmm. So my point is, if you don't understand the concept of income generation, you're going to be in trouble. But reduce your safety net of income, which is Social Security for some people, by 25%. That puts even more pressure on that bucket of money that you have sitting over there. That is why it's so important for you to build a plan that makes sense. In our office, and everyone knows it's coming, so just get ready. In our office, we call it the bucket strategy. We compartmentalize your investments, your savings, and we give them specific jobs. There's a reason why on ships they have those doors that can close in case one part of the ship starts taking on water, right? Mm-hmm. They close them off. Why do they do that? So the whole ship doesn't sink, right? Right. Same concept here. We have a bucket. Bucket number one, I'm going to keep it super boring and stupid for a second. We call it safe harbor. The money that doesn't really go down in value, and it'll go up a little bit, hopefully, if things are going to our benefit. But the key there is getting away from the volatility. Our second bucket, we like to call it our market bucket. It's going to ebb and flow with the market. It's going to go way up. But anything that goes up does come back down, right? Up and down and up and down. And we have one very specific rule with that market bucket. We don't sell things at a loss. Then we have our other bucket. And then we have our cash bucket. And then we can make up 100 other buckets if you want them too, right? Mm-hmm. But we live in the world in market. Right. When the markets are good, we get to decide where to take our money from. But when the markets are bad, we want to make sure that there's enough money to generate the income that you need to have in retirement to enjoy the things that you love doing. The trips, the golf clinics, the pickleball, whatever it is that you're into, we want to make sure that that bucket is consistently. Listen to this because that's important you guys hear this. Ready? Listen. That's money dropping into your account, just like a paycheck, dropping. Next month. That is the visualization that I want you to have of your bucket. It puts money into your account, just like a paycheck. And you can go out and you can have fun. You can enjoy it. It doesn't matter what the markets are doing because it's not impacted by the markets. Right. And you know what? Next month, guess what? Another paycheck shows up. That is what we do. We do this day in and day out. It's almost to the point that I sometimes feel like I want to bash my head on the table and go, what don't we get? I want you to understand, we want to compartmentalize. Yes, I know, Jim, earlier in the show, you said that 70% of the time market's going to be up. So that means out of 10 years, 7 years are going to be up. Yeah, what happens if the 3 years that the markets typically go down over a 10-year period all happen at the same time? So years 1, 2, and 3. That's a scary place to be, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's what we're trying to avoid. And I will tell you, because everything that we do in our office is based on mathematics, and it's based on probability, and it's based on statistics. You know what's not based on? Emotion. Right. Yes, I know. There are all these cool ways that you can turn $1 into $1 million. And I will tell you, man, I see them all the time too. I will never forget Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, all the other rages that everybody's going to do. But you know what? Consistency is the key. We want you to have a plan that makes sense if the markets are good, or that we have a plan that makes sense if the markets are bad. My question for you is, what do you have right now? I spent almost 30 years in this industry. And for the first roughly 20 of it, I was like everybody else. My job was to sell you mutual funds, sell you stocks, sell you markets are going to go historically up 10.21% forever. And markets always just don't sell when the markets are down. You won't lose any money. Yeah, but what happens if I need the money while the markets are down?
Right.
See, this is what's missing in our industry. A little bit of common sense. I hate the fact that it took a redneck from Rockledge to get on air and start preaching a little bit of this fact. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I want you guys to understand having a game plan that makes sense, works for you across the board if you just stop and think about it. Having a bucket stripping the market volatility. Having a bucket that allows you to experience and take advantage of the market volatility. Have a bucket filled with cash so you can buy the things you want to buy and do the things you want to do. And then we can have a bucket for your grandson's college, a bucket for, your Cadillac that you want to buy. I don't know if you've seen the new electric Cadillac Escalade, but ooh, sweet. Ooh, boy, let me tell you something. Daddy's kind of looking that way right now. But my point that I'm trying to make is, having the bucket strategy allows you to have a customized plan that allows you to make solid decisions based on math, not based on emotion, not based on what ifs, not based on if the markets are up or down. It's based on the fact that we know that we are going to be able to navigate these storms over a 2-year, 3-year, 5-year, 10-year window, 15-year window period of time. This is what we do each and every day. And we encourage you, pick up the phone, give us a call. My team's standing by right now, 321-414-7526. Again, 321-414-PLAN. Make sure you tell my team you want this bucket strategy. We'll set up a time and we'll get you started with it right away.
By the way, I did pull up the car you just referenced. I can see Jim Fox behind the wheel of that.
So it's got like a 45-inch TV in the back of it.
I'm looking at it. It's incredible.
I'm not going to drive it. Hunter's almost at that age, man. He's going to drive me around. I'm going to sit in the back and play video games.
Right. Just hook up the Xbox there and you can play a little Madden while you're cruising around with your son driving you. But all kidding aside, if you are looking for more details about the bucket strategy, we talk about income all the time on this show. And if you have questions, maybe you have a plan in place, you'd like a second opinion, or maybe you just don't know where to start. That's why Jim Fox and Wadadley Financial Group are here. Give them a call today. Again, that number is 321-414-7526. 321-414-PLAN, or online, it's getfst.com. Well, Jim, we got about a minute left in this week's show, and like we do each and every week, I'm going to leave the floor all yours for the final word, my friend.
Well, Kevin, thanks so much. Guys, we just want to say thank you. We appreciate you guys taking the time to listen to our show. We know that you have tons of options when it comes to getting financial information, and we're just honored to be one of those resources. So like Kevin said, if there's anything we can do, pick up the phone, give us a call, shoot us an email, smoke signals, whatever it is you want to do, reach out to us, and we're going to answer those questions for you. But with all of that being said, on behalf of myself and Mr. Kevin Mack, I want to thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time on Financial Straight Talk.
Thanks for listening to Financial Straight Talk with Jim Fox. To learn more, visit getfst.com.
Insurance products are offered through the insurance business Wadadley Financial Group. Wadadley Financial Group is also an investment advisory practice that offers products and services through Impact Partnership Wealth LLC IPW, a registered investment advisor. IPW does not offer insurance products. The insurance products offered by Wadadley Financial Group are not subject to investment advisor requirements. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Any references to protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims-paying abilities of the issuing carrier. This show is intended for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as the sole basis for financial decisions, nor should it be construed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual's situation. Wadadley Financial Group is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during this show shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any government agency. The information and opinions contained herein provided by third parties have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by Wadadley Financial Group.